has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Dort and Williams up in the forward positions. Alex Caruso out there with Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Hartenstein in at center. And for Phoenix, Nick Richards out there with Bol. Then it's O'Neal. Then there's Devin Booker. And it's Durant in at the 1 spot. All right, we're in the middle of the season here, Greg. How do you stay engaged at this time of the year?
Honestly, Kevin, it can be hard. The schedule is so daunting. There's really no time to reset. So spending your off days recharging, I think, is important.
Pass to Hartenstein. Gilgeous-Alexander kicks to Dort. Williams passes to Gilgeous-Alexander. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist.
Well, that's SGA in a nutshell right there. Quickness, length, guile, finishing on the interior.
Durant, wide open, he fires. Connects from three-point range.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
The kick out to Williams. He's looking for Hartenstein and finds him. And he comes up with the deuce.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Here is Durant. The Thunder making the shot. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Bull. Williams with the steal. Here's Caruso. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
We are talking about a 6'6" point guard. Shea has got a great view of the floor. What an easy pass.
Doris, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has a chance to go down as one of the greatest Canadian basketball players ever.
Kevin, that is a bold statement when you consider that the great Steve Nash, two-time MVP and one of the best passers in the history of the game, is of Canadian descent. But this guy, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, is putting together quite the resume. Let's just hope he can sustain that stardom.
Gilgeous-Alexander surveying the D. The kick out to Williams. No good with the triple. The Suns have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Nice move. And a little luck that time, but it drops. KD's got 5 points so far.
One of the most efficient two-point shooters in the history of the game, Kevin Durant from the mid-range.
It's Dort on the wing. Misses the 3.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, DA?
Mike Budenholzer and I got a chance to talk for a bit. He said SGA has this special ability to lull a defender into a slower pace and then suddenly make a quick move that leaves everybody just standing there. Coach feels the attention has to be on him. He wants to force somebody else to beat them. Guys?
Thank you, David. And KD drops them both. So, Doris, when you look at the whole package, is Durant a one-of-a-kind player in your opinion?
Well, we certainly have guys with that size, but this is a player who can literally play every single position on the floor. The size, 7 foot. The ball skills, the shooting, the playmaking, the decision-making. I am not sure we will ever see another Durantula, the great one, Kevin Durant.
Phoenix, no good that time either.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
And that one, good. Gilgeous-Alexander's got his second basket of the night.
Boy, that is a heads-up play right there by Lou Dort. He sees an opening and gets the ball exactly where it needs to go.
And timeout is called by Mike Budenholzer. He wants to regroup and go over the strategy. Grayson Allen's checked in for the Suns. And we've watched a pretty interesting season unfolding in the Western Conference, guys. Let's check out the standings here. Taking a look at Oklahoma City, and not a surprise really to see them sitting there in that #1 spot in the conference. The excellent brand of basketball they've been putting on display lately has been terrific. And of course the Suns just way behind.
Well, right now for the Suns, they're one of those teams that hasn't quite figured it out this year. A lot of talent, a lot of heart, but nothing to put them up on that next level.
You know, it's got to be frustrating for them. You can't dwell on the past. You've got to think forward, work together, and play for one another.
Suns trail by 5. All up and down this Suns roster, Doris. There are guys who can make tough shots.
Kevin, what a luxury to have multiple guys that not only can create their own shots, but also hit shots with a hand in their face with excellent defense. To me, it keeps the floor of their offense very, very high. The other thing they do exceptionally well is they will kill you with the mid-range game.
In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Thunder.
And they've set the tone from the jump. They're looking to pound it inside and score in the paint.
Yeah, and what an excellent display of passing in the early stages of this game. A good deal of their points coming directly off quality passes.
If you mention the best players in the NBA, Doris, you have to mention Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. How's he made the leap so fast?
Yeah, Kevin, this is an interesting growth and development story because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has shocked everybody. He can get to any spot on the floor. He's one of the most relentless drivers in the game. You have to respect his three-point threat, which balances out that dribble drive game, and he's willing to compete defensively. Sky is the limit for this young man.
Mason Plumlee's checked in for Grayson Allen. Let's take a look at the numbers for Kevin Durant.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
Now here's Durant with 7 points in the game. And that's a foul called on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's his first foul.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Getting another opportunity here to see that powerful rejection.
And making a statement right away, letting them know they won't get any easy ones when he's around.
And here's KD for 3.
Boy, with his shot not falling right now, it might be time to look in a different direction. See if you can get your teammates started.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
Booker against Gilgeous-Alexander. Spins to stop the run, and the jumper is on the mark. KD's got 9.
Kevin Durant has the kind of handle and creativity to get by defensive players off the dribble drive. Nicely done.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Oh, that's blocked. To the paint. And it's slammed in by Plumlee.
How good a playmaker are we watching? Always leading, always trying to create for others.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Devin Booker is a 3-level scoring threat. He said, I'm just reading coverages and taking what the defense gives me. That's a mid-range jumper, which analytically people say isn't the highest percentage shot. But for myself, it's a good one. I've shot it pretty much my whole life. Kevin?
And David, doesn't it show? Wow, he was something else. Hey, thank you. Now, Richard. After Lou Dort's three-pointer that didn't go. Here's Durant. It's in the bucket for his 4th field goal. Shooting it. A 4 of 9 clip.
Now the length is a problem, right? Kevin Durant on the drive, hard to stop.
Williams, a screen on Durant. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. They get it back. Outside for Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Caruso. And it's off from 3-point range. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Outside for Durant. Cans it from downtown. 14 points for him.
And when you've got a big man who can shoot from distance like that, what a huge advantage.
And that would have... counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, guys, has been on display for the... And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And for the Thunder guys, what stands out to you so far?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
I'll tell you, that willingness to make the extra pass, that is what creates good looks. It also forces the defense to scramble.
We've got Durant. Bull out there with Devin Booker. Then it's Plumlee. And it's Iguodala in at the 5. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Suns.
Oh, the
Do you
vibration.
think the Oklahoma City Thunder has the best young core in the NBA?
Mars, I got to turn it on.
Good option. Controller. Second.
Well, they are absolutely loaded with talent, Kevin. Not only that, they fit together. Now they've got a perennial MVP because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has inserted himself into the best player in the game conversation and a rising star in Chet Holmgren. Look out.
Phoenix with the ball. Following the score by Oklahoma City. No good from Durant. Gilgeous-Alexander with it. He's picked up by KD. And shot on the way. Phoenix grabs the miss. Their last meeting was in Oklahoma City, where they were unable to fight off the Thunder.
Well, they couldn't buy a bucket at times, and that's frustrating, and that game was not their friend.
I thought the striking thing was how little offense they generated. It doesn't matter how stout your defense is when you play that poorly on the offensive end.
Wow, look at how quick he flashes to the rim there for the finish.
And here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He'll bring it up for Oklahoma City. It's a 3-point game. Booker looking around. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. Thunder coming to this one after the win against the Trailblazers in Portland. Williams kicks to Gilgeous-Alexander. The rebound by KD.
Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot.
Now here's Plumlee. Pass to Iguodala. Booker with no one around. Book it! Devin for 3.
You've got to be there on the catch if Devin Booker gets an opportunity from the perimeter. This guy too good a shooter.
And here's Gilgeous-Alexander outside. Doesn't go either for Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Isaiah Hartenstein with the foul. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter.
He's cooled down a little bit after draining those 2 3-pointers in the first quarter.
That is SGA at his best, running the floor, playing with pace.
Now here's Durant. His last outing, he had 24 points. Muscling it in, Kevin Durant. And awards now have a minimum amount of games needed to qualify. An interesting twist in this whole story.
Yeah, and it seems logical because of the uproar from the fans and the media that they implement this. And how can you be that impactful in reality, though, if you only play half the year?
Iguodala. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. And Gilgeous-Alexander throws it down.
We all know that SGA is very capable of averaging 30 for a season. Tonight's exploit should come as no surprise.
Now here's Durant. 18 points for him. Gilgeous-Alexander, good. Now it's a 4-point Thunder lead.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Loose. Gilgeous-Alexander with it. He's picked up by KD. Gilgeous-Alexander against KD. And a wide open look for Gilgeous-Alexander. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 20 points.
But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a thirsty scorer, and if you concede the mid-range, he'll take it.
Here's KD. They get it again.
Well, that's not easy to box out like that. It's just great footwork, and that gave him just the time he needed.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
GA, when we think about Devin Booker's scoring ability, he always has been ahead of the curve.
The youngest player ever to score 70 in a game, amongst the youngest to get to 10,000 points. Booker is on a historic scoring pace.
It's not just that Kevin Durant scores it. It is the efficiency with which he does it. This guy, you can lean into him on the offensive end.
Caruso, no good. Suns trail by 4. Durant feeling it out of it. Shoots over Caruso. Here's Iguodala. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. This is his first free throw of the game. He's off on the first. And the second free throw, good. Well, the ascension of Jalen Williams, Doris, has been swift and very fun to watch.
Oh, absolutely, Kevin. He became very quickly in his second season a #2 option and, frankly, borderline 1A option. And it's not just his offensive game, Kevin. This guy has become a stout defender. He's got the perfect NBA frame, and he fits in personality-wise.
And here's KD for 3. Good on the 3-point shot. Durant's got 9 points now in the quarter.
And that gets him going here in the second after hitting 2 from long range in that first.
And there's the call on Durant. That's his 3rd foul of the game. 41 seconds left here in the second. Gilgeous-Alexander, that's a 2-pointer. Rebound by the Suns. Iguodala's got his 6th rebound on the night. Tries it from 19. It's rebounded by Hartenstein. Hartenstein's got 8 rebounds in this game. Williams sets a screen for Gilgeous-Alexander. And that one comes up a bit short.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And Booker kicks to Durant. And a great assist by Booker as that one goes in. Booker's got 3 assists in the game. And Mark Daigneault calls timeout. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Puts up a deep 3. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's Kevin Durant making headlines and highlights for the Suns. He ends up dropping in 2. Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the 3rd quarter. See you in just a bit.
Welcome, everybody. We're starting. It was the Nets with the win against the Hornets in Charlotte. That's their first win in, well, let's just say quite a while.
This is what happens when one team can't match the other team's intensity level.
Looking now at our featured game this evening, the Phoenix Suns have a close one on their hands.
One thing that's helped tonight, their three-point shooting.
That'll do it for our show tonight.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
What I love is they've continued to feed this guy, ride the hot hand until the defense does something about it.
Here's who Mark Dagnall is going to put out there to start the second half. The wings, it's Gilgeous-Alexander and Dort. Jalen Williams is out there with Hartenstein, and it's Caruso in at the point. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Thunder take it one step at a time. All-star Shai Gilgeous-Alexander says, I think we all stay in the moment, and that's why we've been able to get better. Attack the day, the program in front of us. We all have the right intentions and want to win at the end of the day. Kevin?
A bad attitude growing by leaps and bounds. Thank you, David.
Oh, how about the up fake there, Kev? Worked like a charm and gave him a clear lane to the basket.
GA, that is one of the prettiest moves out there, if you can pull it off, and he did. Phoenix leading by 4. Things really clicking for him at the offensive end.
They're making good decisions, not wasting these opportunities.
Durant up top, Gilgeous-Alexander cover. Tries from 16. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Durant's got the lead up to 6 now for the Suns. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Boy, that makes them 0 for 3 to start the second half. Not the start you were hoping for here.
And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. And Booker kicks to Durant.
They tried to stay perfect in the half, but 3 for 4 now.
It's 3-pointers off the mark. And always hovering around the 50, 40, 90 mark, Kevin Durant is both prolific and Greg efficient.
And Kevin, you want to talk about guys in this league who make winning plays time and time again. KD is right at the top of that list.
Pass to Caruso. Oklahoma City moving it around. Doesn't go either for Gilgeous-Alexander.
Well, after hitting 1 triple in the first half, it's been all radio silence since.
KD against Williams. Durant drawing the double team. Durant going to work inside.
Well, you love his effort level, right? Particularly when it's winning time. He is going for the finish.
Here's Dort.
Ow!
And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's just been one of those games, and they need to find a way to turn it around before it gets completely away from them.
There's the drive. Caruso finds Hartenstein. And nothing is falling for him right now. Phoenix leading by 13. To the middle. In the corner, it's Plumlee. Pass to Bull. Booker outside. Outside for Durant. A 3-pointer, no good.
Yeah,
And they blow the whistle for a foul. He was trying to disrupt the fast break opportunity. He's made 2 of his 3 attempted tonight.
And you know, guys, he had a big game at the free throw line in their last outing.
You know, Doris, you think back to the Suns in the NBA Finals not too long ago. How quickly things can change in this NBA.
Wow.
Kevin, success in the NBA is fragile, it's tenuous, and it's never guaranteed despite past success. The Suns shook up their core after losing in the finals, just trying to get over the hump. But that delicate balance obviously hasn't worked out. They're competitors in the West, but can they get to the ultimate prize?
And there's the call on Durant.
Looking at it.
That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
4th foul of the night. Now he needs to be smart. Can't reach in and pick up something foolish.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Dort. From 15 feet away, they get it back. Williams finds Caruso. And stolen by Ball.
Boy, his ball security flawless in the first half. Since then, it's an absolute disaster.
Here's Booker. Booker going to work inside. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Suns.
And they've shown great focus on the defensive end, putting constant pressure on the ball and really disruptive in terms of what they've done defensively.
And also, guys, the tenacity they've shown on the defensive end has been something else. Look at how many blocks they've tallied thus far.
Durant, no good.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
And they should, because it's when you start turning down that kind of look that your offense can start to bog down a bit.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And I think that's the one thing every player is searching for, consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
And you know, he's really been one of the few bright spots for them, trying to will this team to victory.
Durant, the pass to Plumlee, and that's a foul called on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
First team foul.
Durant for 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Hartenstein's under trailing by 8. Gilgeous-Alexander with it. Now Ball defending. They get the rebound. Gilgeous-Alexander, good.
And this is SGA's role. He's out here to score and score often.
Gilgeous-Alexander against Durant. Goes up on the top of the key. It's rebounded by Hartenstein. And Hartenstein's got rebound number 15 here tonight. Gilgeous-Alexander. It's hauled in by the Suns. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. The Suns have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point. The first one falls. He's perfect from the line this time. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 32 points in the game. And he banks in the lane. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 11 in the second half.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
With 3, Booker, and that one is off. And so it's the Phoenix Suns with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Well, we have some elite passing big men in the NBA, and you love that skill. Wow.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the 4th quarter. They've got Plumlee, and then Booker out there with Bol. And it's Durant. And it's Iguodala in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's who's out there for Phoenix. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Hartenstein. And Ball sends it back.
And that massive wingspan coming into play there. Ball uses it to perfection to block shots. Oh, you got to feel for a guy getting dunked on like that. I mean, he's got no shot to stop that unless maybe he can pick up another foot somewhere.
And it's Mason Plumlee with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Off the inbound.
I'm thinking I got ball.
Will not go. This is off the front eye. Phoenix leading by 8. Here's KD. House contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
The to-do list when you're trying to guard Kevin Durant is long, and he's used that added strength to power through contact.
Free throw drops for KD. And with this core of the Suns, you know, Greg, you never know who is going to initiate the offense for him.
And that can cause problems at times, Kevin. Can run you into issues keeping the ball moving. Turnovers can be their Achilles heel as well.
High post shot. Again, Phoenix.
Well, they're just riding the hot hand down the stretch, and he's been in a zone all night.
Thunder trailing by 13. Williams finds Gilgeous-Alexander. And they get it back. Shot to stop the run. And Bull pulls it down.
After the strong first half, this guy has not been the same, and largely a no-show right here.
Booker dishes to KD. Back to Booker. KD passes to Booker. Here's Bull. This one for three. And a great assist by Booker as that one goes in. Booker's got 4 assists in the game. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Now, Gilgeous-Alexander. And Bull sends it back.
He's lost it in this quarter, no doubt about it. Nothing seems to be going for him.
And that's a foul called on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
Second team foul.
We're in the 4th quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone.
This is what superb defense is all about, guys. He read that all the way.
And Bull sends it back. On defense, the Suns. Here in the 4th quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one on Gilgeous-Alexander.
To me, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
And he can't get the first one. No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also. Thunder trailing by 16. They could use a bucket. That shot, no good. Some solid defense there from KD.
No other way to put it. Just a rough quarter in terms of scoring. He has not been helping at all.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And at this point, it is their game to lose. They've done such a good job building the lead.
Knocks it loose. It's stolen by Gilgeous-Alexander. Driving to the basket. The 9-footer's on the mark. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
And with that basket right there, it brings an end to that 12-0 run by the Suns.
And stolen by Caruso. Goes up, and the dunk by Gilgeous-Alexander.
I love when Shai does not just settle for a layup. Finish with authority. What a pretty dunk.
Fires from 18. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. And here's the break. And it's Devin Booker with the rebound.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
KD's shot is off.
And maybe, you know, he thinks he can shoot himself out of the cold spell, but I don't think that's the case. Maybe somebody want to tell him to ease up off the threes.
I mean, Jalen Williams got as great a basketball frame as you could hope for. That's strength right there.
And so it's KD with it. He brings up the ball for Phoenix. So far in the 4th quarter, they've allowed just 6 points.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Hartenstein can't get it to go. Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, they definitely should use some progress.
KD's shot is off.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
And it's Gilgeous-Alexander missing. Phoenix leading by 14. KD on the wing. So, Greg, you played the point. And create a player, if you had to pick a different position to play, which would it be?
Ooh, good question, Kevin. Probably small forward, wing. I'd like to be a fearsome finisher who can soar and dunk over everybody. And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for Phoenix.
And they're fully in control now, but there were some text marks I thought for them throughout this game.
Listen, they certainly weren't coasting, despite what the score looks like. I love the way they came together, though, when everything started to look a little dire and really put the hammer down.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25.
And they're able to even the score of this series at a game apiece. Still, 2 more to go in the season series.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Kevin Durant.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in. And guys, at this point, he's probably better served to take a seat anyway. They've got no chance.
Hey, look that nigga high. What the fuck?
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Durant against Caruso. KD can't get it to go. On the wing, Wallace. Bull covering. A wide open look here for Caruso. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. Yet another bucket.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. So Mike Budenholzer decides to take a timeout here. What's your take, guys?
And they've got this one just about wrapped up.
It's not completely over, and they know that. But if they carry out their game plan, they should be golden.
Oh, my dumbass.
So it's the Suns winning easily here. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate. Thank you for that, David. And that'll do it, folks. For Dorisburg, David Aldridge.